Right, I'm sharing my screen. Someone confirm if my screen is visible and also if I am audible. Please check your audio and video settings. Type yes if it is, if you are good to go. Okay, Prasanna. Right. So let us do a quick recap about the yesterday session. So every day we need to do the recap so that we will be good to go. So buzzwords, we have started about the Java buzzwords. So I just want to ensure that we both are on the same page. That's the reason why I'm doing the recap. So what are the buzzwords we have completed yesterday? If you ask me, we have completed about object oriented. Why Java is object oriented, as well as why Java is what? Why Java is, I think we have completed secured, right? Right. First of all, what is an approach object oriented? Very simple, object oriented, right? If there is any problem, if a problem is given to a person A, person B, or person C, okay, they can approach to solve the problem in a different way. Person A can do the analytical approach, or B can do the creative approach, C person can do the logical approach, but there will be a solution. A problem and there is a solution, but how the solution has been achieved, that is the question. What approach is used? Right. Likewise, in the market there are more than 1000 programming languages, right? Each and every programming languages are following a different approach to solve the problems. Example, so when you talk about programming paradigm, okay, it is divided into two parts, imperative and declarative. So under imperative you have procedural oriented programmings and object oriented programmings, and declarative have functional logical. Right, and look at the languages. Okay, C follows procedural oriented programming language, approach. C++ and Java follows object oriented programming approach. That is why it is called as what? Object oriented programming language. You can say why Java is object oriented, because it is following object oriented programming paradigm. What is object oriented programming paradigm? It is an approach to solve problems, right? So it is simply like this, right? See, if you want to construct an house, you approach the architecture or the engineer, right? So engineer, actually he designs a plan according to your needs, and he also tells you about the budget estimation, area, time estimation, raw materials, things and all will be considered to build an house, right? So once the plan is ready, the actual house starts getting constructed. Sir, no? Plan is very important, right? Once the plan is ready, the actual house starts getting constructed, right? So this is the reality. So this is the plan, this is a reality. Can you say that plan is like a blueprint and reality is like a kind of object? The real time example, I can say that, right? And if you take this house which has just been constructed, in future if someone is asking you like what is the plan behind this house, can you help me with the plan? What you can do, you can give the same plan, you can give it to a friend so that he can construct the same house in a different location, but he can modify something. He can do some manipulations. Instead of having the narrow house, he can increase the house to be little wider or little smaller, right? Plan remains same, but you are allowed to do some modifications, small modifications. Likewise, if you convert this plan to if you convert this analogy to the Java programming language, you can design a plan by using classes. Okay, inside the class you have two things, only two things you will have. Properties, you have behaviors. Properties are nothing but data, behaviors are nothing but method, right? That's why class is called as what? The blueprint, you can say. Class is called as what? Blueprint. How the objects are created in the Java programming language? By using the new keyword, right? The moment you say a obj1 class name, some variable name equal to new a, an object will be created. This object is going to have all the properties and method. Likewise, object creation is nothing but memory allocation, as simple as that. Object is nothing but memory allocation. So with one class you are allowed to create any number of objects, like the plan. Okay, with one plan you can design, you can construct any number of objects that resemble same. Likewise, with one class you can construct any number of objects. Object construction is nothing but what? Object construction is nothing but the memory allocation, right? So after this we have discussed what? We have discussed a typical example about the car example. car has two properties, name and color property, and two methods, behaviors. Methods are called as behaviors. Don't worry about these methods or properties. Each and everything we'll discuss in detail. Right now, you create C1 object, you create C2 object, and you are allowed to perform the modification and assign the names actually. C1.name equal to BMW. The moment you do this inside the object, inside the respective object, those changes will appear. C1.color equal to red. Things like that, or yellow, right? Now, so this is the conclusion. In Java, everything is an object, and the class is what? The class is a container that is encapsulating the data and behaviors together as a single entity, right? Data and behavior together. Data and behavior together as a single entity. On top of which you are creating an object and perform manipulation. Why it is object oriented? It is following object oriented programming paradigm. That is what is called as what? Object oriented programming language. You can answer this. Class is a blueprint on which objects are created. Don't you think class is not a blueprint? Class is a blueprint, right? After this, an object is an what? An object is an instance of the class, right? After this, what we have discussed about the multi-threading topic. The multi-threading is very simple. It is just like dividing the task to many persons. In the real time, if there is a piece of work, you are if the piece of work wants to be completed by one person, it may take 10 days. If it is divided to two persons are going to take 5 days. If it is divided to 3 persons, so it could be 3 days. Okay, the time will be reduced when you increase the workers. Okay? Same thing, if you have a Java code with 1,000 lines of instructions, instead of depending only on one thread, which is main thread, you can create many number of threads and you can share the work, so that the execution time will be reduced. If the 10,000 lines of code takes 10,000 units of time with one thread, with two threads, it could take only 5,000 units of time. Okay, when the time is reduced, what does it really mean? When time is reduced to execute an application, it means it is high in performance. Okay, that's why Java is also called as what? Multi-threaded. So if you have any doubts, you can repeat this video once again, or else you can approach me directly. I will explain you and I will clarify. Okay, now today's topic is, what is the topic today? Yeah, same buzzwords. Okay, and we need to complete why Java is robust, why it is compiled and interpreted, why it is distributed. Okay, 5 things are pending. Then we can actually jump to the what? Jump to the programming language. First of all, we'll understand why Java is robust programming language. Why it is robust? Okay. What do you mean by robust? First of all, okay, seventh one, robust. When I say robust means strong. Robust means strong and healthy, I can say the English meaning. When I say this person is very robust, it means he is very strong and healthy. Okay, when you apply this robust terminology to the Java language, you can say that the language is strong. The language is strong and the language is also healthy. How you can say that language is strong and language is healthy? Why this buzzword? Why this buzzword is buzzing in the Java programming language? How this is strong and how this is that understanding. There are several reasons why it is strong and why it is healthy. The first reason is it is a strongly typed programming language. Strongly typed language. So what do you mean by strongly typed language? Okay, let's wait for some time. We will understand this. Second thing is it uses garbage collector mechanism. There is a mechanism, very popular mechanism, garbage collector mechanism. Garbage is not actual garbage. In Java, garbage means the unused objects. Okay, the memory that is not utilized. They are called as what? Garbage. Garbage collector mechanism to destroy unused objects. Third point, why it is strong and healthy? There is a third point also. It internally handles exceptions. Again, what are exceptions? We are going to see that. Exceptions with the exceptional handling mechanism. What mechanism? Exception handling mechanism. Okay. The last one, and I can also include this point. Yes, I can include this one because as it is platform independent, it is called as robust programming language. Robust programming language. Because only when the language is strong, you can operate the language on any number of machines, no matter how the machine is designed. Okay, so in a simple words, I can say that breaking the Java programming language is going to be very, very difficult. If you want to break the programming language, you cannot break it because it is strong and healthy. Okay, first of all, let us understand why it is, what does it mean to be a strongly typed language. Okay, now let me check your response. Can you confirm what is 5 plus 5 in the chat box, everyone? Are you with me or you are not with me? 5 plus 5, 10. Good. Everyone type. It's not about testing your arithmetic skills. It's all about, yeah, good. It's all about getting a response from you. Okay. So when the session is interactive, it is going to be very interesting. Thanks, everyone. Okay. See, now it's a strongly typed programming language I am saying. Okay. So how I can say that a programming language is a strongly typed programming language? I want to understand you this, guys. Okay. This is very, very important. See, let us say that I have some pieces of data. Okay. I have some data like Balaji. It's one of the data. And the second data is I have some data like a number 1000, 10,000. Right? After this, I have some data like 100.95 something. Right? After this, I have also a data like the proof. I have four. I have a raw data. Okay, this raw data internally is what in different ways. This is raw data internally. It is in different formats. What do you mean? When I say Balaji, okay, so if I take Balaji, if I want to store this data, Balaji is a data, right? According in English, I can say Balaji, and also I can say it is a sequence of characters. It's a sequence of what? Sequence of characters. Okay. If I want to store this data in the Java programming language, I should use what? I should use some of the ways to store this data. Right. First of all, I should use the data should be assigned to a identifier. I need to use an assignment operator. So this is the assignment operator. Equal to is an assignment operator. I need to assign this data to an identifier. What is an identifier? Any name, any meaningful name. What is a Balaji? Balaji is what? Balaji is, let us say that Balaji is faculty name. Decrease the font size to 24. Okay. Faculty. Okay. This is an identifier. Okay. You can also call this identifier as what? The variable. Okay. This is also called as what? Variable in the programming language. This is called as what? The value. Right? And Java will not understand when you say faculty name equal to Balaji. Java it will not understand because there are many data types in Java. Some are primitives like integer data type. You have float. Okay, you have what we call it as the long data type. You have Boolean data type. Okay, Boolean means okay, and you also have short data type. You have char data type. Okay, you have byte data type. And you also have what? You also have string data type. You also have double data type. Okay, these are the primitive data types. This is the class type. Don't worry about these data types. I will just focus here. Okay, the moment you give this you just type this in your system. Okay, or the moment you say you're typing this as a Java programming language, Java will never understand what you're trying to do. Okay, so you have a value Balaji. Okay, this value is a sequence of characters. So first of all, it needs an identifier. Right, faculty name is an identifier, or it is also called as what? Variable name. Okay, this is what? This is value. Okay, and also you should say Java, this is a kind of string data type. It is a kind of data type which is what? String data type. Okay, you should connect the string. Okay, you should place the string before the identifier. Now Java will understand. Java will get the understanding that, okay, this is a data that is of what type? That is of string type. Okay? Because this is typed. Now what I'm saying, data type, it is typed. Data is typed. In what way? In a strong way. That's why it is called as what? Strongly typed programming language. Okay, so let us go with different examples. Let us say that there is one more data. This is what 10,000. Okay, so 10,000 is a data. According to us, it is a number. According to us, it is number. If you want to make Java to understand this number, okay, you need to do what? You need to use the operator. What operator you will use? You should use the assignment operator. This number needs to be assigned to an identifier. What identifier I can take? This is a number. I can represent this number in the form of salary. I want to say, okay, this is the salary. Right? Since it is a number and the identifier is salary, right? Also called as variable name. Okay. So Java will understand that this is you're trying to store a number only if you use the data type, which is what? Integer. Data type that should be strongly typed. You're mentioning, okay, you're mentioning that you're representing a data, and that representation is in such a way that the data needs to be assigned with an identifier of the respective type. Okay, and this part is specifically talking about what? Data type. This part is talking about the data type. This is data type. This is data type. I'm using type, and it becomes strong when it is connected with the identifier as well as the data. Strongly type. A third example. Okay, now if you see, this is what? This is a kind of the floating point data. I mean, the fractional part is there, right? 100.95. Some fractional part is there, right? So since this is a data, use the assignment operator, right? And you need to give an identifier, a meaningful identifier. Let us say that petrol price, any name you can give. Okay. So since this is fractional part, for fractional part to represent the fractional part in Java, you have a data type called what? Float data type. Don't worry about what is int, what is float. Everything will be discussed in detail. We're trying to understand why it is strongly typed programming language. Okay. Now this is what? This is strongly typed. Likewise, one more data is true. In Java, true is in lowercase letter, right? Okay, this is also a data. True is in lower class letter, right? You want to use an identifier. Okay, what identifier I want to use is experienced. When you're giving an interview, okay, the data could be stored in the form of Boolean value. Is the person experienced? True or false? True or false in Java? True or false is a data. It's a valid data. It is not a sequence of characters like a string. String is different. String comes with double quotes. True or false is just like a kind of what? The valid statement, the valid answer. The valid answer. Right? If you want to represent this true or the false in Java programming language, you go with the data type called Boolean data type, which can hold either true or which can hold either false. Is experienced. Right? Every data type is typed strongly. Every data type is typed strongly. Like after this, what you're going to do? After this, so let us assume that these are the program. You have written everything in a Java programming language. The 4 lines you have written in the Java programming language. Okay, and let us say that you want to do what? You want to perform the compilation. Okay, so these are the pieces of code. Just imagine you are representing some data in the Java code, and after the representation, you want to do what? You want to perform the compilation, right? So compiler will come into the picture. What is the job of the compiler? The very main job of the compiler is to check for errors. It will check each and every line of your code. Okay, what it will check? It will check for the value. It will check for the variable name. It will check for the type. Value, variable, data type. Value, variable, data type. Each and every piece of code will be checked by the compiler. Only when the compiler feels the code is crystal clear or the code has no errors. Okay, then it will generate the what code? It is going to generate a dot class file or the bytecode. Okay, or the bytecode will be generated. Later, this bytecode will be used to perform the execution. Here, what is actually happening? If there are any errors, compiler will inform the programmer that, hey programmer, there are some errors in your code. Please correct the errors and come back to me. Again, I will check. And again, if I find any errors, again I will give you the information. You need to correct that errors and you need to check back to me. Right? So literally, what is happening here? This program, there are less chances for the program to get broken in the runtime. Yes or no? Why it will not get broken in the runtime? Why it will not fail in the runtime? Because compiler is activated. Compiler is activated, or compiler is checking all the instructions in such a way that there are no flaws in the coding or no errors in the coding. Because of this compiler, every data type, every value, and every variable name is strongly typed, and it compiler will ensure that the chances of making the Java program to fail in the runtime or in the execution time is very less. Able to understand? What I can say, the chances of failing the Java program in the runtime or in the execution time is very less, because all the checks are, or the preliminary checks, I can say, let us keep it simple, all the checks are done by compiler itself. That's why these called as strongly typed programming language. Strongly typed means the data type is being very strong, that gets attached to the values. The bonding is very strong. You are specifying that so and so data is getting stored in so and so data type. So and so value is getting stored in so and so data type. Right? Computer, you are also being specific, and Java is also being specific in understanding your data. Okay, that is the reason why it is called as what? It is called a strongly typed programming language. Are able to follow? Type as in the chat box if this is making some sense to you. Yes, no? Strongly typed. Come on. If you're not giving any response, I will take it as yeah. Revati, come on guys. Jyoti, Lakshmi, Monica, Teja. How long does it take to type yes? Yeah, good. You may find these things are not necessary, but these things are really important in the interview room. The practical part is going to be very, very interesting if you concentrate here. Okay, now next thing, I want you to understand one more thing. Why Java is strongly typed, and why it is very difficult for anyone to break the Java programming language. Have you heard about the cyber attacks? I will tell you the legitimate cyber attacks and illegitimate cyber attacks. Have you heard about cyber attacks? The most common attacks are when you see across the internet, when you see newspapers, okay, every time there are DOS attacks, okay, and there are DDoS attacks and there are DOS attacks. Sir, what does it mean DDoS and what does it mean DOS? Okay, DDoS means distributed denial of service. Denial of service. Very common attack in the computer industry. Next one is DOS, means denial of service attack. It has a very big connection with the Java programming language. Why Java is robust, you can understand with these examples. Okay, let us say that since some of them are students, okay, every time they announce the university results for every semester. For every semester, there will be an university results will be announced, right? When the university results are announced, so what usually typically a common student, what he or she does, okay, she opens your system or she opens a desktop, she uses the URL, okay, the university URL. Let us say that you are from Nagarjuna University. You open the Nagarjuna URL and you enter your roll number. Let us say that your roll number is 12345. The moment you hit the submit button, okay, a request will be sent to the server. request will be sent to the respective server where the results are published. Nagarjuna University server. Okay, they have placed the server somewhere, some location. The request will be sent. The moment you hit submit button, request is sent. Okay, and what the server does, server is going to accept the request and is going to see the actual results. It is going to give you the response. In the response, you can see how many subject you have failed or how many subject you have passed, things like that. So there is a communication, right? Request and response. So this is the response, right? And do you think that only one student is going to, what we call it as check for the results? At any point of time, the traffic load is going to be very high. There will be some other student from a different location and some other student from different location. Like that, there will be many students who are going to who are going to place the request to the server to check the results, yes or no? So this person is going to place a request with different roll number and he will expect a response from the server, right? Likewise, this is also the person place a request. He expects a response. Okay, good. This person is also placed a request and response is also expected. We go. A minute. I think it is not saved. Okay, let me quickly do that. It is just like checking for the results, guys. Okay, the DOS attack or denial or DDS and DDoS. Okay, let me keep it simple. DDoS and DOS, distributed denial of service attack. Okay, if you want to check your results by in your university, Nagarjuna University, NGU. Okay, you will type the roll number and there will be a centralized server. Okay, this server will accept the request and it is going to give you the response. Okay, like one person, many persons are going to check the result on the result day, right? So the person 2, person 3, person 4, right, and person 5. Now usually you see, no, always whenever you are checking the results on the announced day, what happens usually? If the person one is placing the request and he may get the response. If one person is placing the request at a time, there are no issues. The response is going to be very immediate. Okay, and let us say that the roll number of this first person is 123. Okay, request is placed, response is given by the server. Either you can check it whether pass or fail. Second person is placing the request 234. Roll number of the second person is what? Let's say that 234. 234. Okay, he gets connected to the server. Two persons at the same time. They are placing the request and they get the response from the server results. Okay, let us also say that this server is designed to handle 1000 requests at a time. At any point of time, it can handle 1000 requests. But the problem with our society is, okay, if you are checking the results before you, if you are the student or you are pursuing the engineering, okay, and if you know the results are announced, okay, before you, actually your results will be checked by your relatives or your friends, right, or your parents, right? Then you will check after that. After once they check everything, even you don't even check, they just inform you that you passed or you failed, because they are much interested than you actually in checking the results, right? So what the university people will think that, okay, there are only 1000 students who have appeared for the exam, so let us keep the load as 1000. So at any point of time, if 1000 request is coming to the server, it can be handled like that. They think that is what the estimation is actually. But usually what is happening in the reality? What is happening in the reality? One student results will be checked by many persons like relatives, friends, parents, everyone. It's not like it will be checked by the respective person. Nowadays, the register numbers are, asked by the relatives. They are more interested than the actual persons, right? They are actually more interested. So request and response, request and response. Okay, now you focus here. This point is very important. Now we focus here. When the server is designed to handle only how many requests, only 1,000 requests. Let us say that at any point of time, the request is there are 2,000 requests are coming at any point of time. Okay, what server, how the server will behave? Server will be little slowed down. Okay, there will be little server will cannot control the traffic, so it will be what slowed down. Okay, what if there are 3,000 requests coming at any point of time? Okay, server will take a lot of time to give the response. Okay, it keeps buffering. You might have seen this. Okay, in the system it keeps buffering, keeps revolving. Yes or no? Okay, what if the server is reaching the saturation point? What if it is getting 4,000 requests at a time? At any point of time, what if it is getting 4,000 requests? The server will be crashed. Because it is not able to handle the traffic. There is a huge amount of traffic because the server is designed to handle only so and so request, but due to many number of unexpected requests, the server is going to be down. Okay, it will take a lot of time to check the result. When you open the internet, it keeps buffering, and you will come to know that server is down because of many persons. Many persons are watching the results at the same time, right? So this is one of the legitimate attack of what denial of service. Okay, what is happening? Knowingly or unknowingly, what is happening? DDoS is happening. What is DDoS? Denial of services. Denial of service in the form of attack. Denial of service attack. Okay, is someone is doing it intentionally? No, it has happened just like that because of many number of students are trying to see the results. So this is a legitimate one, accepted. Yes or no? This is legitimate. You might have come across this when you are seeing your results, right? Legitimate. Why this is happening? Because the services are getting disturbed and the traffic is flooded. The request traffic is flooded. There are a lot of requests at the same time. Okay, the request traffic is flooded, and the server is targeted, knowingly or unknowingly. The server is targeted knowingly or unknowingly. Right? This is legitimate. So nowadays, what is happening? So there are situations nowadays in the government official websites. For example, if there is a government website designed, COVT, government website. So this website is designed to handle the emergencies kind of situation. Emergencies, any citizen emergencies. If citizen is locked in the what we call it as in the forest area, or if a woman needs an help, okay, if there is any kind of threatening, if there is any possible kind of chasing, things like that, there is any threat. Okay, government has designed a website to handle all those threats. The citizens can place a request to this website so that their grievances would be addressed in a short period of time, right? So having said this, when the government is designed such a website to handle the grievance of the citizens, okay, what the hackers do usually, there are hackers, right? Everywhere there are hackers. What the hackers usually do, hacker will sit in a computer, in front of his computer. This is the hacker, right? The job of the hacker is to bring this website down illegally. Okay, what is going to do? Is going to send multiple requests at a time. Is he going to send by himself? No, he's going to use what? He's going to use the bots. Okay, with the help of a software. Okay, by using the software, you will automate the request. So many number of requests will be forwarded to this government website. Okay, if the government website is designed to handle only few requests at any point of time, if the bots are sending multiple requests, request 1, request 2, request 3, like 10,000 of requests. Okay, and on the other side, the real persons, okay, the persons who are really affected, okay, the persons who are in emergency. Let's say that he is a person who is in emergency. He wants some attention, he wants some help from the government. He's in actual emergency. If he is placing the request to this website, okay, due to the traffic overload, his request may not even address it, right? His request may not even reach to the server. Okay, he keeps getting a message like, please try after some time, please try after some time, please try after some time. Okay, the idea is the website, the hackers are trying to bring this website down to their personal gains or to spoil the reputation of the government, to collapse the government system. This is how it is happening outside. Okay? So these kind of attacks are called what? Denying access to the legitimate users, and this kind of attacks is called as what? The DDoS attack. Are able to follow? Okay, DDoS is okay. This is a legitimate one. This is what? This is illegal one. Okay, what is DOS? Okay, DOS is happening with only one system. For example, if you are running a supermarket or any commercial establishment, right, and you receive orders, you want to receive orders. Okay, your arch rival. For example, you are the ABC supermarket company. Okay, and there is your arch rival. Arch rival means your competitor. Comparator supermarket is XYZ supermarket. Supermarket. You are receiving orders, many several orders from the customers. Order one, order two, like order three within your system, within your website. Order four. Your competitor is seeing this as a threat and is planning with an hacker to bring your system down. Okay, he is launching an attack called DOS attack. This attack, DOS attack. DOS attack means what? He's going to send multiple requests to your supermarket by using robots, by using bots. If that is happening, do you think that the actual customer is going to place the orders and purchase things from you? Your reputation is damaged, right? Financially, you will see a lot of losses. Okay, nowadays there are no patience with the customer also, no patience. They don't show enough patience. If attacks are happening frequently like this, okay, if your arch rival is launching a DOS attack, it is just like what? It is just like bringing your commercial establishment down. Your reputation, your business reputation will go down. People won't go back to you. Instead, they go back to this XYZ supermarket. It is happening with a single system. Single system is denial of service. It is happening with distributed many system. Means denial of service. What is it? DOS is happening with a single system. DDoS means distributed denial of service attack. Not denial of service, distributed denial of service. Okay. So to avoid this, Java has come up with many APIs. Before that, have you ever seen this, guys? You ever seen this? I think you might have seen this thing. For example, let me show it for you. Okay, this one, CAPTCHA. You know what is CAPTCHA? Anyone? To avoid these robots, okay, these attacks are being launched by bots, right? To avoid this, okay, everywhere, in every form, in every form, main form or login form, whatever the form is, you might be coming across this CAPTCHA. It will check whether you are a human or you are a robot. How it will check? It will ask you to type the characters that is present. What is CAPTCHA actually? CAPTCHA. Everyone have been seeing this CAPTCHA. CAPTCHA. What is this CAPTCHA? What is C? C stands for completely. Okay. A stands for what? Automated. Okay. P stands for what? Public. C stands for what? Sorry. Again, C stands for what? Human. Authentication. Okay. So what this CAPTCHA is going to do? What this CAPTCHA is going to do? CAPTCHA will ensure that, okay, this first of all, this is a first layer of security. CAPTCHA will ensure that. So this is not the storing, not check. TC stands for storing test. Okay, so it is just like completely. 1 minute. It's just like completely automated public storing test to all L computers and humans. But okay, don't take this. This is the direct, what we call as translation. This is not this. This is the one actually. Completely automated public Turing test to tell computers and human apart. So there is representation between computers and humans. That test is taken by this captcha pop-up. Okay, this captcha pop is a first layer of security to avoid a DDoS attack or DOS attack. Okay, and again in Java, in the Java programming language, there are many internal APIs. Okay, Java is coming up with what? Many APIs. Many APIs in the form of production. Okay, so those APIs are helps to deal with DOS attacks as well as the DOS attacks. So the conclusion is Java is a robust programming language that comes with many APIs protect from DDoS and DOS attacks. Because of this, Java has become the robust programming language. These attacks are there are less possibility to have this kind of attack, to experience this kind of attack when you are using Java programming language. Right? Hope you are able to understand what is DDoS and what is DOS. Type yes in the chat box. C for computer. I'm not sure. This is what I said. Yeah, correct. So this is incorrect. Correct, Prasanna. This is incorrect. Any doubts so far? Are we good? Everyone, only Prasanna is typing. What about others? Monica is there, Sudhir is there, Teja is there. Are you listening or not? Lakshmi is there, Revati is there. Right? Because when you type something means the session is like interactive, or else what I would feel like? I would feel like you are placing your laptop on your stomach and sleeping. Should not be there. Good. Okay, now next thing is, okay. Now we have understood. Now we have just completed why it is strongly typed programming language. Now we also need to understand it uses garbage collector mechanism to destroy objects. This is very important. Okay, first only we have completed only first point. Okay, second points are very easy. It uses garbage collector mechanism to destroy objects. This is very simple, guys. We have been discussing this for a long time. You know, in Java programming language, when you write a piece of code, for example, let us say that I'm writing a class A. Okay, and a simple class I'm taking a simple class. Okay, inside this class I have a single line of state. Okay, let us say that I have a main method. Don't worry what is this main method, what is this class under. You know what is class for now? Class is what? Class is a blueprint. Class is a blueprint. Inside this blueprint I have a method called main method. Inside this main method I want to create an object a obj equal to new a. Okay, this is my piece of Java code. Okay, so when I want to save this Java code to represent to inform the system that this is not an ordinary code, this is Java code, I need to use .java extension, okay, a.java. Okay, so far good. After this you need to perform the compilation. For the compilation, compiler will come to the picture. Okay, compiler is going to produce what? The .class file. Compiler will produce what? The .class file. Okay, a.java file becomes what? A.class file. It will check for errors, then it will produce what? The .class file. Okay, after the .class file production, JVM will come into the picture. Okay, so this is the JVM. Inside the JVM, what you have inside the JVM? Inside the JVM will create a main thread. JVM will accept this .class file. First of all, this .class file will be accepted by the JVM. It is going to create a main thread. Okay, and main thread will start try to find the main method. Where is the main method? So this is the main method. Inside the main method, only one instruction is there. What is that? You are using the new keyword. New keyword means JVM will understand an object needs to be created. One object will be created inside the JVM. I mean inside the, not inside the JVM. inside an area called the heap area. You do not want to worry about that. Somewhere inside the JVM, an object will be created. Okay, let us maximize this. Object will be created. Okay, this object is going to have what? Is going to have a reference. Okay, reference obj. After the object creation, the main thread will check for is there any other instruction in the program. There are no more instructions. This main thread will go back to JVM. Okay, the main thread will suicide itself. I mean, will die or will be what? Will get terminated. Before the terminations, there is a person, or there is also a person called the Java garbage collector. There is a daemon thread. You can call it a thread. There is a person called garbage collector. What this garbage collector do? This garbage collector does what it does. Will check is there any objects in the memory. Will found there is one object in the memory, right? He will destroy this object. Okay, objects are getting created. Okay, but who is destroying the object? The garbage collector is destroying the object. What we call this as? It is called as garbage collector mechanism. Why the objects needs to be destroyed? If the objects are not destroyed, what will happen behind the scenes? If you take this as a RAM, if you take this as a RAM area, your every electronic device there is a RAM, right? RAM plays a vital role. Okay? RAM has many blocks of memory, many memory blocks. If there is no concept of garbage collection, let us say that this is your RAM. If you execute this program for the first time, let us say that this object is going to consume one block of RAM. Okay, if the garbage collector concept is not there, if you execute this program for the second time, consumed. Every time you execute this program, all the objects is going to consume one block of memory in the RAM area. At one point of time, your RAM will be completely full. You will run out of the moment you start executing again, it will encode. You will encounter error saying that out of memory error. Okay, which is ensuring that the out of memory error is not happening. The garbage collector. What this garbage collector is doing? It is just collecting the unused object or the objects that are already used. Right, so that you can execute this program for the second time. So when it is required, object gets created. When it is not, just clear those objects, clear those memory space. For the requirement, on demand objects are created. Once those objects are wrote, requirement is gone. Once the requirement is gone, why you need to keep these objects? Just get rid of this object. Who is going to get rid of this object? The garbage collector is going to get rid of this object. It is just like in your house. Okay, nowadays Swachh Bharat, the concept of Swachh Bharat. Okay, and effectively it has been implemented by the Modi government, the Clean India policy. Right, so it is just like in your houses, every day each and every house going to generate a lot of garbage. House number A, house number B, house number C. Internally they generate a lot of garbage. Yes or no? Okay, what they do, they collect the garbage, they clean the house premises, and outside their house they keep the garbage bins, garbage in a bin. Okay, there will be a person who will be coming in a tricycle, right? Okay, and he is the garbage collector. He comes in a tricycle, right, and he visits each and every house. Okay, and he ensures that all the garbage is disposed. He take the house garbage and he dispose. Okay, he collects and he visits the other house. He takes and he collects. Okay, and at last, after collecting everything, he will dispose the garbage in the garbage dump yard somewhere outside. Here this person is a garbage collector. This person is clearing the object, clearing the garbage which has been generated by you, right? It is not like you are generating the object, you should dispose. Nowadays it is not like that. You generate the object, you generate the garbage. There is a dedicated person or the garbage cleaner, the municipality worker who is going to collect each and every garbage and he is going to dispose this garbage in the dump yard, and he will clean the premises. Same thing is happening in Java. You create objects, okay, and the garbage collector is going to destroy that object. Because of this, Java language is what? Robust programming language. Because it uses garbage collector mechanism effectively to destroy what? To destroy unused object. Okay, there's a marginal difference. Okay, just needs to. What I can say here. Java provides automatic garbage collection which takes care of or of the unused memory blocks or that will not be used. And it is automatically, I mean, what we call is, it will automatically destroys the memory blocks just before completing the execution. It will automatically destroys memory blocks just before completing the execution. Just before completing the execution, it is going to destroy all the memory blocks. Okay, and the memory space will be cleaned, making way for the new execution. Making for the new execution. Okay. Usually, the interviewer will be happy to when you say it is a strongly typed, it is a use of garbage collection mechanism. These lines are okay for the interviewer. Okay. To understand these lines, I need to ensure that you are understanding everything in the deep manner. Explaining all, I'm also explaining the internal thing. What is this? Next one is it internally handles exceptions with the exceptional handling mechanism. This is also very important. If you get locked out of this meeting room, please rejoin, guys. Okay, we will complete this. It will take 10 more minutes. That's it. It internally handles exceptions with the exception handling mechanism. What does it really mean? You know what are exceptions? Exceptions. Exception handling mechanism. What does it mean to be an exception handling mechanism in Java? Right? Very simple. You need to understand what is exception handling. Exceptional. Let us imagine, okay, this is a software. Let us imagine this is software. Focus, everyone focus. This is software. This software says, hey buddy, add two numbers. You want to add two numbers, place the first number here, place the second number here. Okay, this is your system. Okay, you have just opened your system. It is asking your system, enter the first number, enter the second number. Front end. This is called as what? Application front end. The front end means the things that you actually visualize. See what you are doing, so the moment you enter first number and the second number, this is going to give you what? This is going to give you the result. Results will be published in this tab, in this box. You give 10. If you give 20. Okay, behind the scenes, what is happening? This is connected to a backend. This is connected to a Java program. Don't worry about this program. I am saying class A. Okay, there is a main method. I'm keeping it very simple. Okay, inside this main method, I am taking variables integer a equal to box 1. This is pseudo code. Okay, don't this is not real code. This is pseudo code. Just for imagination, I am keeping box 2. Okay, system.out.println or integer c equal to box a plus b. Okay, this is just a pseudo code. Now focus here. This is the Java code behind backend. A.Java code. Okay, now you see what will happen. You are entering the first number as 10. Okay, this 10 will be connected. This 10 will be connected. Just for the imagination, this 10 will be placed here. Okay, 10. Second number you are entering what? 20. Okay, 20 will be what? Front end. From front end to back end, 20 will somehow be mapped here. Mapping is happening somehow. So you are a developer, you need to do that mapping in the future. We will understand this, how this mapping will be done in the future classes. For now, this is such pseudo code for the imagination. 20. Okay. After giving the two numbers, the third number will be calculated. The resultant value will be calculated. It is going to give what? It is going to give 30. Addition operation is fine. If you want to add two numbers, this is going to work fine for any numbers. You will not face any issues, and this 30 will be submitted. This 30 will be mapped to the front end. This is how it works. Right? Now what I want to do, instead of addition, I want to do a division. Now we focus here. Same class I am taking, same main method I am taking. This time I am taking two integers, integer a equal to box 1, okay, integer b equal to box 2, okay, integer c equal to, if you get locked out of the meeting room, please rejoin. This is going to be very interesting. Okay, don't skip this. Please rejoin. You get locked out. Integer c equal to a divided by b, I am saying. Okay? So this is how you design the code. You are designing the code in such a way that this is the back end Java. Back end is Java. Front end is what? Front end, let us say JavaScript. Some other programming language. Don't need to worry about this programming language. Some other programming language. JavaScript. Okay, let me take. Okay. Now I want to pass to. I want to supply two numbers. First number is 10. Second number is 2. Okay, now this 10 will be mapped to, let us assume that this first number is getting mapped to this variable 10, second number is getting variable to this variable b, which is 2. 10 divided by 2 is going to be 5. 5 will be mapped in the result. No issues. Right, we are getting 5 as an output. Program is running successfully. As soon as you give the first two numbers, the operation is resultant value is getting generated by the program, for the program. Now focus here. Now what if you do? Instead of 10, second number, if you give 0, okay, the first number 10 gets mapped to variable a, the second number 0 gets mapped to variable b. Good. Third time, c will be like 10 divided by 0. Okay. Can you divide 10 by any number by 0? You cannot divide any number by 0 because it leads to what? Infinity. Even the Java cannot imagine how long does it take to, it keeps getting what, the infinite value. Even Java cannot solve this. Okay, do you think that the problem is with the front end or problem is with the back end? Thank you for rejoining, guys. Sorry, the class is limited to only 1 hour. Okay. Quickly confirm my voice is audible and my screen is visible. Come on. Confirm it. Is my voice audible? Okay then. See what I was saying. Now we are understanding exceptional. If you give the first number as 10, second number as 0, okay, the number for 10 will be mapped to this variable a, 0 will be mapped to this variable b. And you are performing a mathematical operation, division operation, 10 by 0. 10 by 0 means Java, what Java will do? Java will keep calculating the value of 10 by 0. It's just like, okay, you cannot divide 10 with 0 because if you divide it by 10, do 10 divided by like 10 divided by 0.1, it will give a lot of numbers. 0.01, lot of numbers. Okay, 0.01, because these numbers are very close to 0. Okay, and it is like if you do keep expanding, there are high chances that to become the complete 0, it has to go through all these values, lot of zeros values to give the complete. That's why when you divide any number with 0, the value is infinity. Even there is no mathematical answer also. Why it is infinity? The question of infinity itself is not solved nowadays. If infinity is the answer, okay, it means what does it really mean? Java will try to keep calculating. Okay, the control will never jump here. Okay, this program will stuck. You don't see any result. You don't see any result. It keeps buffering because it is expecting a value from here. But the problem has occurred here. This piece of code is a problematic code. Because there are high chances based upon the inputs that you are giving, error is coming. Sir, no? Chances are there. For addition, no problem. For subtraction, okay, no problem. For multiplication, you might not find. But for division, when it comes to division, this arithmetic exception is coming. This code becomes problematic. If there are such problematic codes, example, this infinity code 10 by 0. If there are such problematic codes, if there are such problematic codes, Java is coming up with a mechanism called exception handling mechanism. So what it says, hey, I am going to give you a block, a try block is called try. In the try block, keep the code which you think that is going to create an exception. Okay, and also keep a block called catch block to catch that exception. Don't worry about this code. Okay. The moment the control gets transferred here, in this case, the moment the control gets transferred here, it has to calculate what 10 divided by 0 according to our inputs. 10 divided by 0 according to ours. But if you keep this code inside the try block or the catch block, okay, what do you do? It is throwing an exception. 10 divided by 0 is infinity. We'll jump to the catch block. In the catch block, you will write what? You will write an instruction saying that, okay, can't divide by 0. Divide by 0. Please retry. You will pass this message. Okay, the program will not interrupt. You will pass this message to the front user. Now the front end user will think, oh, okay, I have given the wrong input, so let me retry with the different inputs, then it will be corrected. How this is getting corrected? With the help of exception handling mechanism. Very simple, guys. When you find any code that is very threatening in nature, you find that the code is not going to cooperate with you, it is going to give you some trouble, you keep that codes inside the try and catch block. This try and catch block is part of exception handling. If you're not keeping this code inside the try and catch block, what will happen? The main thread will remain here forever. The program will stuck forever. You restart this once again. Exception occur, the program will not move forward. If you're not using class block, if you're using try class block, and again there are a lot of big classes in the future to explain what is try, what is class. Our topic is not about understanding what is try and catch. Our topic is just understand exception handling mechanism. If the Java program is encountering any kind of situation where an exception occurs which cannot even be solved by the programming language itself, that time you as a programmer have an option to what? Use the exception handling mechanism in the form of try catch block. This is one of the typical example. Right? This is the one of the reasons why Java has become what? Java has become the robust programming language. Interviewer may ask you why it is robust programming. You would say it internally handles exception handling mechanism. What is exception handling mechanism? He will ask you. Okay, this is the answer you should give. This answer. Then there is any arithmetic exception like 10 divided by 0 exception that can be handled by Java code by using the try and catch block. It has many internal APIs that handles the exception handling mechanism. Are you able to follow? Any confusion here? It may look like a confusion, but there is a big topic called exception handling topic. In that topic, you will find this topic very, very interesting. One of the beautiful concepts in Java. At least you can expect 3 to 4 interview questions only in the exception handling mechanism. That's a beautiful topic. It's just a kind of understanding, a little understanding, just to understand the theories that I am giving. Okay, tomorrow also we will be working on theories. From day after tomorrow, we will be landing into the problems. We will start writing the first Java code and all. Then you will find it very interesting. So this theory is very important. Okay, when I just say the language is strong, the language is health, and when I just give you these 4 points, it's a matter of 2 minutes. What is the hidden things? What is the story behind this line? What is the story behind this line? That understanding is important. Okay, this topic, if I'm explaining this topic again, I will come back to this topic in the future. Again, I will introduce the words like try and catch. In that time, you will realize, oh, Sarah said that the try and catch blocks are there already in the exception handling. You will understand now that okay, there is also a topic called exception handling topic in Java. So internally, I'm giving you some keywords also. It doesn't mean like I started writing the code. You don't even understand what the code does, how this code executes. I will teach you each and everything in detail in future. You're just trying to understand the analogies. That's it. You can think, oh, Sir did not explain what is class, what is main method. I will explain you each and everything in detail. But now our understanding is limited to the theory that we are focusing on. You should give me some time and you should give yourself some time. You should not come to a conclusion directly that Java is a difficult programming language. Java will keep the Java very, very easy. I will make sure that Java is going to be very, very simple. But you need to focus, you need to be consistent, you need to put some efforts from your side as well. Give me 1 month of time. After 1 month, you will find yourself very comfortable in Java. Till that, theory gives you some kind of what we call it as a boring thing. Okay? A boring mechanism, I can say theory. Trust me, once we jump into the problem, this theory becomes very simple. Okay, tomorrow we'll complete the remaining topics. What are the remaining topics that we have to complete? So why it is distributed? Why things are like that? We'll complete tomorrow. Right? So that's all from my side. Please join on time. Okay? Don't ask me to join.